Hey everybody, what's going on? Like I mentioned in the last video, if you haven't already subscribed to this YouTube channel, do so. You'll get Montreal Canadiens videos and updates every Friday. And although it's summertime right now and there isn't a lot of chatter surrounding the Montreal Canadiens, there's still some things that I would like to discuss. We're now approximately 2 months out from the regular season, and I thought it would be a fun exercise to look into what I expect the Montreal Canadiens to perform like when the regular season does kick off against the Toronto Maple Leafs in October. I think this is a good time to kind of take a step back, look at the bigger picture, look at what this Montreal Canadiens team could be heading into this season, and whether or not fans should have more expectations after another year near the bottom of the standings. Personally, I believe that there's going to be a lot of growth with some of the young talent on this Montreal Canadiens roster, whether you're looking at the back end and players like Caden Gooley or Arbor Jacki, Justin Barron, those type of players I'm expecting all to take another step forward during this season. And then up front, the likes of Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield, Alex Newhook, Uri Slafkovsky. There's a bunch of names that you're looking to see take at least another step forward and show that they're on a positive progression in terms of turning this Montreal Canadiens team back into a contending team. The issue for me right now, though, isn't with the Montreal Canadiens. I do believe that they are going to take more steps forward this season and be a much more competitive team, especially if they continue to get this solid level of goaltending that they've gotten from Samuel Montembeault and at times from Jake Allen as well. The issue for me is outside the organization and with the rest of the Eastern Conference, particularly the Atlantic Division. If you look at the teams inside this division, sure, Boston's probably going to take a step back without Patrice Bergeron and likely without David Krejci in the mix there. But then you have the likes of the Toronto Maple Leafs. You still have teams up front like the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Florida Panthers should also be better this year as well, although they did go on a deep run, and we'll see how they react to some of the injuries they're dealing with. That could put a hinder on how they at least start the season and what they're going to bring to the table moving forward as well. But then you have teams on the rise as well in the Atlantic Division, whether that's the Ottawa Senators, who I project to be better this season as well, not necessarily making the playoffs, but at least being better in their overall standing. And then you have the Buffalo Sabres, a team I really like, whether it's with their drafting of late and also their player development. I believe the Buffalo Sabres could make a charge at a playoff position as soon as this season. And then you also have the Detroit Red Wings. There's just a lot of solid teams in the Atlantic Division right now, and it's going to be possible. It's going to be difficult, not impossible, for the Montreal Canadiens to leapfrog a lot of these teams, and that's where their biggest issue lies, not in whether they're going to be developing their talent. I think that's a pretty safe bet, but rather in how they're going to climb the standings, because if you look at this division, there aren't a lot of teams you can safely say that the Montreal Canadiens are definitively better than on paper, and that's a big issue with where we're standing right now. So although I expect the Montreal Canadiens to be a lot more competitive in the 2023-24 season, I think it's going to take a lot of things hitting and going right for them to even challenge to move up in the division, let alone for a playoff spot overall. That's it for me today from Cook's Corner. As always, let me know in the comments section down below what your expectations are for the 2023-24 version of the Montreal Canadiens. I'm sure they will change ahead of training camp and throughout the rest of the summer, but I'd like to know right now where you stand. I'm Zach Cook. We'll see you later.